I know I look the same. Her Barigani riches. Her Barigani 425. I've been up since 3:30. Took my shower. And I actually was trying to set up my old camera because I can live stream with this, and that way I'll have my phone available. But as I was sitting here trying to put the camera on this little tripod thing, I was wasting time. So I said, let me go on and get ready. Let me go on and get ready. How y'all doing today? What is today? Which I don't have my phone to look at, but I can look at my notepad today. Today is, oh yeah, April the 11th. We are almost at the halfway mark. How y'all doing? It's April the 11th. Mark it off. Mark it off. 2 days away from our 15-minute declutter session we're gonna have on Saturday. A live declutter session. I don't know which room I'm gonna start in. I don't know which box I'm gonna start in, but we're gonna have a live declutter session. And I think it's interesting to do it live because I just got through editing a video of my declutter session from last week. And I'm glad I kind of sped up the video because I was really vacillating between, should I get rid of some stuff that's been sitting in a pile for 9 months? Y'all, let me tell you, since I moved, see, I can document this. Since I moved, I've had a pile of papers sitting I had a pile of papers sitting for 9 months, and I actually was vacillating, going back and forth with myself. I'm going to get my allergy medicine in. That's all that is, because I got the windows cracked. Because I am too cheap to cut the air on yet. So I got my windows cracked. And immediately I started to get a scratchy throat. So I took my Flonase, and in a few minutes I'm gonna have to take my Claritin. What's today? Thursday. One more day for the work week. Unless you're in the medical field and you work on the weekends, or in the military. A lot of jobs work on the weekend. And people give out parking tickets work on the weekend. That's for sure. And got my first speeding ticket going 42 in a 30. They got me on, they got me live and direct going 42 in a 30. So I just got out the shower. Let me share with you, as I'm waiting for this serum to seep in, what I'm smelling like this morning. I put on some pineapple shea butter. And I got some pineapple and papaya body spray. So we started right there, okay? We started right there. And you know we couldn't stop. We couldn't stop right there. So I also put on some of the Target brand Finery scents for the day. And this is in the one called New Rouge. And this is the body spray, and this is the Eau de Parfum. And it smells like golden saffron, amber, and sandalwood. So I got pineapple mixed with sandalwood. You want to fight? Since I was wearing my pineapple, I should have found like maybe a springy scent, but I got to separate my perfumes, and I haven't done that yet. I did get my perfume rack. If you tuned into my other video, I was changing out a few racks and bookcases in my closet. Time for my next serum. I did get my perfume rack from Target yesterday, and it was just as easy to assemble as the one I put in my bathroom. Thank goodness. I'm gonna start getting all my furniture from Target. All I had to do was pull this rack out. It was folded up like a little book. When you open it up, it was a rack, already put together and everything. All I had to do was put some little ends on it so the ends aren't sharp to jab you. But that is all I had to do. And I'm like, wait a minute, is all Target furniture that easy to put on? Now, I actually just have this t-shirt on today and a pair of shorts. And I know I can't walk my dog in the shorts, but I'm gonna keep the t-shirt on all day. That's why I wanted to add a little scent to the t-shirt. Ooh, so yeah, I got the little Target fragrances on today. So now we're gonna let that set in. And let's pull out the moisturizer. And it's getting low, and I already have another one on the way that I got from the Sephora sale. I decided to go back to my Tula since I caught it on sale with Sephora. So I got about 2 more uses of this, and it'll be gone. And then I'll switch over to my Tula. And let's get the eye cream. What y'all want to yap about today? Shout out to E. Kane. I ain't even been on TikTok to see what she been up to, but shout out to E. Kane. I love your business, girl. I love your business. Anyway, yesterday, I was watching a video about Eric Sermon. He did an interview recently. I don't know what man group he was in, but it was a bunch of men who was interviewing Eric Sermon. I haven't seen him in years. And I did not know that, and I forgot the group he was in and everything, but he was a real famous rapper back in the 80s. I'm sitting up here trying to look at my phone to look up stuff and forgot I had a whole laptop right here. Oh, PMD. Wait a minute, Eric Sermon, PMD. He is 55 years old. We the same age. We the same age. He was born in November. EPMD, Eric Sermon. So he did an interview with a group on YouTube, and he was letting everybody know while I'm talking, y'all, I'm going to take my allergy pill too, because my voice is starting to get scratchy already. But he was talking about how he had a 15-year addiction, perk addiction. And I said, wow, he does not look bad at all. As a matter of fact, he's just in his 2nd year of sobriety. So shout out to Eric Sermon about that. And so he broke some things down that I found was very interesting. He said and I'm looking at my notes right here. He said his addiction was Percocets, and he used $8,000 a month worth of perks. That's knockoff Claritin, y'all. Don't try me. That's knockoff Claritin. It's that time of year. But he said he used $8,000 a month worth of perks. And so here I go with my calculator. This is just how I am now. It's just how I am. I said, how much is $8,000 a month for a year. That is $96,000 a year. He had an addiction for 15 years, but just in 10 years, that's $1 million worth of pills. $1 million, which is kind of easy to see how, you know, some of our famous people can lose everything so quickly. Now today I feel like doing I don't know why I'm gonna do this to myself. I don't know why. I was gonna say I feel like doing a full face. Girl, why was you gonna do that? Why was you gonna do that? And we don't know what the temperature gonna be. But yeah, Eric Sermon, he recently did an interview, and he said he had a perk habit to the tune of $8,000 a month. And I didn't know that. He was like, yeah, perks is just like synthetic heroin. I didn't even know. So he educated me. All I know is to stay away from drugs. I don't be getting into, and I used to work at a drug clinic, but I don't be getting into all that, what it's made out of and all that, because I just stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? But he said his next step would have been shooting heroin, because the perks are a synthetic form of heroin. He said that would have been the next step. And I honestly think that just by listening to him talk, he almost had like a scared straight moment when he went to rehab. Because he said he got to meet a lot of people. Y'all see what's going to happen? Y'all see what's happening? I ain't put no makeup on my face. He said he met a lot of people that had tracks. And when he was talking, he actually looked disgusted by what he saw. But yeah, he was teaching me a lot. He said that he had an $8,000 a month perk habit. Perk is liquid or synthetic heroin. Once you get hooked on that, your next step is the needle. And then he was talking about lean. So I maybe, and now I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong about this one, but then he started talking about hydrocodone and how that is liquid heroin. And maybe that's what they have in lean. I don't know. I'm hearing something knocking, y'all. And then he said he got started years ago. He had, I don't know if he had some type of surgery or something. He said the doctors gave him perks. And he said he quoted a large amount. He said they gave him so many perks because of a surgical procedure. And that's normal. Like when I had my emergency surgery, I had a ectopic pregnancy, and I had to have emergency surgery. They gave me oxycodones and all types of things. Well, just oxycodone, but I did have the medicine where you push the button in the hospital and it go directly in your veins. But I told them people at the hospital, I said, look, you know, this medicine don't do nothing for me. All it does is it put me to sleep for about 15-20 minutes. When I wake up, I'm still in pain. So for me, I didn't want to do more. For me, I stopped using it because I felt like y'all just tricking somebody. This medicine is not taking away actual pain. And I think that's the morphine. Maybe that was the morphine I was on where you push the button. I said, all this medicine do is make me go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm still in pain. So I'm the type of person that I wasn't I will not try to look for more of that type of medicine to help, because it wasn't helping when I was taking a little bit. It was just making me go to sleep. And when you're in serious pain, like I had abdominal surgery, I was in serious pain to where they gave me the button to put the medicine right in my vein. If that doesn't help, then ain't no pills gonna do no better. So anyway, I went home. I think I went home with oxycodone, and that's the same Oxycontin, one of them O's. And it's the same thing, but it was just in pill form, and they were real small pills. And I didn't even take the whole bottle because maybe I took it at night. Now I do see a reason to take it at night to help you go to sleep, but to really fight pain, none of that medicine helped me. Girl, I know you ain't sitting down here trying to do some makeup and then got a lick of mirror to save your life. And yes, I did. I'm sitting right here and don't have no mirror. Anyway, look at the face already. So he did a long interview. You can find it on YouTube. Eric Sermon. He looks really well. As a matter of fact, some of the men were saying the same thing. They was like, wow, I would have never known you had an addiction, a problem with addiction. You look so good. He does look really, really good. But he started, the way he was talking, he said he was a functional addict. So he said he was a functional addict. He said he still had to take his child to school. He still had to go to football games, all the things that you do as a parent. So he was a functional addict. So I didn't look at the whole interview. I just looked at a little bit of it. He also said that he had found, or people told him, or doctors told him, it only takes 7 days to get addicted. But I think, honestly, that means if you have an addictive type personality. Because like I said, nothing made me get addicted. And I've had abdominal surgery. I've had spinal surgery. I've had all types of surgeries. And nothing would make me want to, I guess because I'm so tight on the dollar, I don't want to give nobody none of my money. But I think it also depends on your mentality as well. But he said he have known people to get addicted in 7 days. Is it easier for it? Can you really get addicted quick if you're taking the medicine for no medical reason? Is that why you get addicted quick? Because people, I mean, I've worked in the medical field for many years, and with any of those pain medicines, if you take them too much, you're going to have some medical consequences. First thing going to be constipation, baby. Okay? People don't talk about this, but any type of pain medicine that you're taking is going to cause constipation. And baby, if you ever have dealt with that, you don't want to do nothing to mess that up. Okay? Nothing. Do you know people actually go to the hospital when they're actually constipated? When they can't move their bowels? Baby, I wouldn't want to take no medicine gonna mess me up. Okay? But I was just sitting here thinking, when it comes to pills and addiction and stuff like that, if you're taking the pills when you don't have a medical condition, is that what causes you to get attribute to an addiction problem? I don't know. But and he also, back to Eric Sermon, he also said that Dr. Dre gave him, Eric Sermon said this, alleged, Dr. Dre gave him his first ecstasy. He said they just went to the car, and he reached behind his tire and pulled out some pills and gave everybody some pills. So that was a really good interview. Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that, because when you're in pain from surgery, you thinking about, okay, I got to keep my sight clean. I got to drink enough water. It's a lot of things you thinking about you have to do. And then you look at your papers and say, oh, the doctor said I got to take this every 4 hours. And you try to take it, but you know you got to eat too. So it's like when you have a medical issue and you're in pain, you thinking about 10 other things you got to do that the doctor told you to do when you left the hospital. And now I'm thinking that if you're just taking a Percocet and you don't have no pain, maybe you're trying to focus on the ecstasy of the medicine. But when somebody's really ill, they're expecting that pill to take away some of the pain. Isn't that interesting? Like the viewpoint is different. Like I wasn't thinking that I want to flip cartwheels after I took a pain medicine from surgery, you know? But Eric Sermon did a really good interview. It was interesting to hear him talk. And when I think about somebody having an $8,000 a month drug habit, that means that Negro was still making money. He been making money for 15 years, for as long as he been out. Because you can't just be a one-hit wonder, two-hit wonder, and have an $8,000 a month drug habit. So he was still making his coins. As a matter of fact, as he was talking, he was relating his addiction to certain years that he worked with different artists. He was like, oh yeah, the time I really got down bad, I was collaborating with such and such a group on their album. So he was behind the scenes the whole time making that money. And then, you know, he got to take care of his child. He really said child, so I think he only got one child. Or maybe I missed part of the interview. Yep. $8,000. That's $96,000 a year. And he had a 15 year perk addiction. And thank goodness he is 2 years sober. Because we don't need to lose no more fathers for nothing in this world. But he said it started when he had surgery and the doctor gave him medicine. And I was trying to relate, gave him Percocet, and I was trying to relate it to myself. I've had many surgeries. I've had spinal surgery. I've had abdominal surgery. And of course, I got medicine at the hospital. I got to push the button, oxycodone, oxycontin, whatever they call it in the hospital, and I got it in pill form. But for me, my body reacts differently to pain medicine. I don't get no ecstasy feeling. As a matter of fact, when I was getting the liquid pain medicine, morphine, I told the doctor, I said, this doesn't do me any good. All it does is put me to sleep. When I wake up, I'm still in pain. And on that morphine, it felt like I only got like a 15-minute good nap. And then when I woke up, the pain was back, excruciating. So because I knew they don't keep you in the hospital long, there's no need for you to get addicted to none of that stuff, because you're not going home with the good stuff like that. And you're not going to have people waiting on you hand to foot like that. So I told that doctor, yeah, I don't see any point of taking this medicine. It don't do me no good. So they sent me home after cutting my stomach open with some morphine pills. I forgot what they called it back in the days, oxycodone or something. And I didn't even take the whole bottle. But Eric Sermon said he had surgery and they put him on perks and he got addicted. So I wonder, what is the difference in the mindset? Thank y'all for tuning in. I finally edited my video yesterday on my decluttering. I am putting in the tags and everything now, so that might go up later on this afternoon. Don't forget, this weekend or Saturday, we're going to have a live 15-minute declutter session. I don't know where I'm going to start. And I was talking earlier, the video that I filmed, I had a pile of papers that have been sitting for 9 months, y'all. And I was actually vacillating about getting rid of some of these papers that's been sitting in piles for 9 months. I need help. I need help getting rid of stuff. I need help. So yeah, I'm gonna go live Saturday. I'm gonna pick one particular session. I don't care if it's one drawer. I don't care if it's one makeup cabinet. I don't care if it's one perfume section. I don't care if it's one box. I don't care if it's one closet. We're gonna start somewhere and do a little decluttering. I saw Arana on YouTube the other day. If y'all don't know her, y'all probably know her. She was a comedian that was on Wild 'N Out years ago. And she wild out in real life. And I didn't even meet her here. I think I began to know of her on Instagram. She's a Wild 'N Out comedian. She had a little fling with 50 and another comedian. She was a roommate to another black female comedian that we canceled not too long ago. I forgot her name, child. Y'all have to forgive me sometimes. I be forgetting names, but there's a black comedian she's from another country, and we was gonna cancel her for something she did in one of her old movies. She used to be roommates with her, but her name is Arana, and she's here on YouTube. But I actually began to know of her from, I think, Instagram, and we used to call it her homeless tour. She was actually homeless for a long time, and I was watching her because I love to watch people's business when it comes to social media. I'm not gonna lie. And even though your story may be tragic, you can make a lot of money off your story. I mean, look at the lady, who the F did I marry? She made a lot of money on being vulnerable and just telling her story. So I was watching Arana years ago when she was homeless, telling her story, and I thought it was really genius of her because her homeless journey started out in airports. So just imagine you are a what they call these? Oh my God, I'm putting two different foundations down. Just imagine you are a celebrity. There we go. You're a celebrity. You're famous. You're in Hollywood. And the next thing you know, you're homeless. And that's what happened in her case. She famous in Hollywood, making lots of money, things like that. And next thing you know, she falls on hard times and she's homeless. And what really intrigued me was, instead of going out on the street, she chose to go to airports. And this lady actually lived in airports. Now think about it. If you're famous, you're already in airports a lot. As a matter of fact, you might know the people that work in your main airport in your city because you've flown in and out a lot of times. This is what intrigued me when I first started watching Arana, whatever her name is. To me, that's a weird name for some reason, but what other homeless person, I'm sure there's homeless people who live near airports who think about this, but she was a celebrity. So to me, it wouldn't be unusual to see you in an airport. It wouldn't be unusual for me to see you sleeping or anything like that, because you've come through this airport hundreds of times, going from state. She was a comedian, so you know they go from city to city, state to state, doing your shows, right? So when she first fell on hard times, she started to live in airports. At least that's where I picked up the story. She was living in airports in Hollywood or wherever, Las Vegas, wherever she was at, on the western part of the world, out west. And I said, that's ingenious, because they've seen you in airports before. It wouldn't be unusual for you to be in an airport. Nobody's going to ask her any questions. And it actually worked for a while. She was in these airports and nobody would bother her. What happened was her appearance and her erratic behavior started to make people stop and, you know, ask her, hey, do you need something? You need to move along. Like the police in the airport would be like, you need to move along. You've been here too long, you know, stuff like that. But she was able to make a killing on social media just documenting going live in airports. So that's why I started watching her. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a slick move. If you've fallen on hard times and you go in airports a lot, why not? The airports open all 24 hours, most of them. They got air, they got heat, they got water, they got a bathroom. They got everything. They even got plugs where you can plug your phone up. You can use the electricity for free. I just thought it was real ingenious for somebody that fall on hard times to be at an airport. Well, she went to a lot of places in her area. She tried, you know, homeless shelters. One time she was going to a lot of, when the airport thing was wearing out or they was catching on to her in her area, she started going to Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks is another place where you can sit in, you can use the Wi-Fi, they got electricity. A lot of times they're open late, and it's a common place where people go to sit. So she would be going live in a lot of airports. I mean, a lot of Starbucks, until they started, you know, until she started, you know, getting loud on her phone while she's live, and the people at Starbucks would get annoyed and they would start reporting her and stuff. She used to just go in there and get a cup of water and sit all day. And you know, Starbucks, you can use the bathroom, you can use the internet, you can use the plugs, everything. And it's funny because now that I think about it, this is one thing that a lot of homeless people do complain about, is that they say once you become homeless, people don't see you as human anymore and people don't really talk to you anymore. So now that I think about it, she was probably going live so she could have somebody to talk to. That's why she was going live all the time. And so that you can make any weird people around think that you was actually talking to somebody living. You know, somebody cared about you and you was talking to somebody on the phone. So hopefully they wouldn't do nothing to you. But this lady took her homeless journey all across the United States. I ain't gonna say all across, but she went from California. I was with her when she went to Florida. She went somewhere else on the East Coast, maybe Georgia. She went a couple of places. And she even went down to the Caribbeans homeless. Which, again, I'm thinking, okay, she went from California to Florida to the Caribbean. She got a good mind on her head, because she's not going nowhere cold, okay? She ain't going nowhere where she gonna be cold. She making sure she gonna go somewhere where she can live outside and the temperatures are mild. So I watched her. She would go live all the time. Like one time she was in a city where she bought a tent and she was in a tent going live. She would have to pitch her tent every night and then put it up in the daytime. She was at all the airports. Now I think she's renting a room. So she's doing a little better for herself. I think she's renting a room. And one time I watched her, she was doing gig work like delivery, Uber Eats, you know, something like that. She was doing Uber Eats or something like that, delivery, and renting a room. But she was having problems with her roommates at one time. But I just thought that was really ingenious. That's why I started watching her, because I said, wow, if I didn't, I would probably try to do the same thing. Live in an airport. Airports got everything. But when she wasn't able to keep up her appearance, then she became, you know, people spotted her out. You didn't blend in with the travelers when you're not, when your nails not done. You know, when people go on trips, they do all the things. The nails is done, the hairs is done, they got their matching outfit, everything looking good. But if you just looking homeless in the airport, that ain't gonna look like you traveling. So after a while, that didn't pay off too good for her. But I saw her the other day, and she's on YouTube now. She's been on YouTube for a while, and she was doing a lot of things with astrology and horoscopes and stuff like that. And she said she was gonna give it up. She was thinking about giving it up. But this lady, wow, I just can't, she was bold enough to go all the way to Caribbean, homeless. It's amazing. And by her being homeless and a female, it was kind of scary out there, because it made her targets. It made her a target to a lot of men who didn't know, you know, who she was or why she was out there or anything. They just took her as somebody that wanted to sell herself to get a room or something, you know. So I heard the other day she said she wasn't gonna do no more astrology. But yeah, she used to be on Wild 'N Out. And now I think she's renting a room somewhere down in where is she at though? I don't even know what state she in. I don't know if she went back to Florida or if she went back to California. But she's renting a room somewhere. I think for some reason she stopped telling people, she stopped posting her locations and stuff like that. I don't know if people was turning her in or something, but she used to tell us every state she was in. I think it was for a safety reason. She'd be like, yeah, I'm down in Texas now, da da da. She would tell us everywhere she was, but since she's gotten her room and stuff, I don't think she, I don't even know what state the lady in now. I'm gonna try it. I got on a full face foundation, House Lab. I just mixed my summer and my winter color together because I'm just doing something. And I'm gonna try this today. I'm gonna see how I go. Yesterday, I forgot I had on makeup. I rubbed my face, honey. Ooh. Ooh, that's something we don't do. We don't rub our face. I'm gonna put a little of this powder up under my eye. Try to hold it together. Try to hold it in place. But yesterday I said to myself, I want to do a full face of makeup. I just been doing powder. I want to do a full face of makeup. So one thing about it though, if it gets to bothering me, I will go over here and grab this makeup wipe and take it all off, no matter what time of day it is. Today is Thursday. I don't really got to show my face for nothing today. Tomorrow I got to get back to the house. One more time. I got to get back over to the house. This house is a renovation. It had been abandoned for a long time, so it's had a complete renovation. So I'm gonna, they've seen a couple of spiders, so I'm gonna have them come spray. Have a bug company come in to spray. And I got some paint touch-up that needs to be done on a banister, a utility box that needs to be painted, and they come in the spray for bugs. And oh, I gotta check the refrigerator. She said the refrigerator is not getting cold, but I don't think she knows how to work it. It's like a digital, refrigerator has a digital display on the outside, and it was working when I was there. So I'm not sure if somebody hit the numbers on the digital display and increased the temperature. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm gonna go over there and check the refrigerator. So I'm gonna be doing double duty on Friday, working and then checking on this property. And hopefully that'll be the last time I have to go over there. Well, today is Thursday, y'all. We done almost made it. We done almost made it to the end of the week. I've been yapping. Please come back. We're gonna be live Saturday doing decluttering. Anybody, if you got a corner, if you need to go through some old work pants, knowing you ain't going back to that job no more, we're gonna work on at least one pile, one box, one closet, one drawer, one corner for 15 minutes on Saturday and try to get that cleared up. Now my face is looking glistening, and I don't know if I want it to glisten that much. So I really appreciate y'all stopping by. Y'all better get up, and do something. Y'all know I gotta punch in. And I gotta go take off these baby girl shorts I got on and put on a pair of sweats so I can walk my dog. But it's hot now. I think yesterday it might have got up to the 70s here. I hope that wherever you are, you're having mild weather. Oh, let me slide one more thing in here. I was watching the van life girl. What's her name? I know they call her Nomi, but I forgot her channel name. Anyway, it's a black girl to do van life. And she traded in her van, well, not traded in, but now she's been driving around in an SUV. And she's somewhere out in California, and it's snowing. It is snow where she is in California. And I said, dang, Renee, you really are out of touch with what goes on in the world. She's somewhere out in Arizona, California, somewhere right now where they got snow-capped mountains. And she's walking around in the snow. Y'all, where the hell that's at? I thought us on the East Coast was the ones that's still dealing with cold. I've seen, my birthday is April the 30th, and I have seen where it snowed around my birthday. A light snow, didn't really build up to a pile, but it have snowed around my birthday. But I thought that the East Coast was the last one to have the cold weather. Well, she's out somewhere, Arizona, Nevada, California. She's somewhere where they have snow-capped mountains now. I watched her video the other day. I'm like, dang, you really don't know what's going on in the world. It does snow out west in April. I mean, the snow looked like it was fluffy. It didn't look like it was dangerous. Maybe it was just in the mountains somewhere where it snows. I'm not quite sure. But I thought that was interesting. Like, it is April the 11th, and there's still snow on the ground in some places in the United States. I can't even find her channel now that I was looking it up. But I think she's almost at 200,000 subscribers now. She's over 200,000. Oh, here she go, Nomadic Introvert. Nomadic introvert. It's freezing where she at, and her foot was going deep down in the snow. She said, wait a minute, I hear you, God. Let me go back to my car. Yeah, because she walked around somewhere and be done stepped in a hole or something. But anyway, I appreciate y'all stopping by my video today. Y'all, I did get my hair done Tuesday, but I didn't share. I've been keeping it like this to try to keep it stretched out when I go to sleep at night. I used to watch her all the time, but I don't watch her as much anymore because I must have just liked seeing her cook and eat in her van. Like, I was interested to see what she was gonna cook this particular day in her van. Now she doesn't cook as much, so I don't watch her as much. I think for that simple reason. See, I don't know which way I wanted to go today. I guess I'll just keep it like that. Going to this side. But thank you so much for tuning into my live, yipping and yapping about things I'm seeing on my timeline on YouTube. I will see you on my next one. Y'all be safe. Peace.